Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Delco FC podcast. I'm Duckface, aka Dan, here joined by Eddie
Yo, yo.
and Wes.
What's up?
So, we're going to try something a little different. I told Eddie I think that he should take over this one, kind of have all the questions and stuff prepared, have his ideas prepared. Let's and this time I'll kind of be on the back foot here, and then we have Wes giving some input about some specific things as well. So, thank you to everybody who watched the first 2 episodes. I appreciate the support. Let's just get right into it. So let's start off with, what do you want to start off with, Eddie?
First thing I'd like to tackle with, obviously, last episode we were talking about Ballon d'Or speculation. Let's start with the Ballon d'Or awards
Right.
and how the main man, Kareem Benzema, takes home the Big Boy Award for the first time.
Yeah, and we when we talked about this before, we were basically saying that it should be him. I mean, he had a really complete year for club, for his club, and for France qualifying. But I mean, that was never really in doubt. And then he won the Champions League, and he was like a catalyst for that offense, and really made that team and everyone around him better. So
100%. If he doesn't play the way he played, Vinicius does not make that next step last year.
no, and Vinicius is like borderline World 11 last year.
Yep, Vinny's getting ready to dethrone Neymar.
Yeah, he's gonna be the next guy because he can also stay healthy. But once Vinicius gets up, maybe if he's as targeted as much as Neymar, he might have issues. But also we were talking about it before, Messi and Ronaldo starting to slide down the rankings a little bit. The fact that I feel like their name still puts them a little bit higher than they should be, but they are definitely sliding down in rankings.
Yeah, but it's still huge to see that the voters this year didn't have them in the top 10.
Right.
First time, I don't know how long.
Like we said before, don't take it for granted. I remember in like 2014, 2015 time, don't take it for granted. These guys aren't going to be here forever. And I think, 8 years later, we're finally starting to see them, show signs of being human and not just being these insane production machines. So that's pretty good to see. It's pretty good to see just because, look, we're turning a corner and it's the best time that it could have happened because the game's in good hands. Like, I can't think of another time where if they left that the world would be in as good a position as it is right now. I mean, there's so many emerging young players: Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius. There's so many guys coming up. There, Phil. I mean, heck, shit, half of Manchester City, which leads us right into our next topic here.
They win. Manchester City wins Club of the Year, which I don't know if I think they deserve it. I think Real Madrid and what they did last year was more Club of the Year worth because nobody expected them to go out there and win the Champions League and go do what they did.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad. I mean, they also dominated La Liga as well. So
Correct, exactly. Nobody really expected that. They were kind of in a kind of a weird place. Kind of they cut a lot of dead weight and whatnot, and they decided to put some faith in their youngsters.
Right.
So
yeah, and then Man City did what they always do, which is, well, as of the
buy
last
the
few
best
years,
players and
dominate the Premier League, absolutely dominate the Premier League, and then choking choking European competition. So I don't really know why this year all of a sudden they get more acclaim, but at the same time, it's kind of inevitable with all the hype surrounding them that they're going to win awards that they maybe don't deserve based off hype alone because of, obviously the new signing of Erling Haaland. That missing piece that they've always needed, man, is that dominant world beater striker. Oh boy, did they find it.
yes, they did.
That dude he's something else, man. He's talented, and he might be, by the time he's done, the best striker that Man City has ever had. And considering the talent that's gone through that club, that's no small task.
No, not at all. Next, we have the Gerd Muller Award given to Robert Lewandowski. I very much like that award going to him. I thought that was very good.
Yeah, I think that was
More
also
deserved.
smart because he's a pure striker, and you would think like Benzema won the Ballon d'Or, but he's not a pure striker, right? He's more of a center forward.
Exactly. Like
So
like I
I
like
like that. I like that. That's smart. I mean, that was a good
well,
decision.
like we talked about, and Benzema helped facilitate as well as score goals. Like he had a ton of assists to Vinny, and even growing what you got Rodrigo on
Hmm.
the right side has started to come out as well on that team,
I mean, look
which
at
is really
Fede
good.
Valverde as well. I mean, Fede Valverde is about to be Player of the Month 2 months in a row in the La Liga as well. He's coming up. He's
Fetty's,
scoring insane goals.
dude,
He's a
he's
player, man.
he scores freaking
Valverde.
rockets.
And
Hey,
he's like by rating one of the highest rated center mids in the entire La Liga. He plays right wing basically as a hobby and is now like top 3 in right wing stats in La Liga right now over the last 2 months. Like the dude can't miss. Like everything he does works. It's just insane. And he's been scoring some insane. It's not even like he's just like scoring like tap ins and stuff. Like he's scoring really
no, he
nice
scores
goals.
rockets.
He
He
scores
scores
beautiful
rockets. Yeah.
goals. Yeah, no, Valverde is a beast, dude. I think he's like that team. You're gonna see more and more guys like Alaba. He had a career resurgence going to center back and then going there, and then guys like I wouldn't be surprised to see guys like Eder Militao and step up to the plate. Not to mention the fact that they have Ferdinand Mendy as well,
Well, Eder Militao is never really going to be able to step up to the plate
Thibaut Courtois. I mean,
because
they have
I
great
mean
players.
Eder Militao is stuck behind Ruggier and
Oh,
Alaba.
that's well, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying he's a rotational player, so that's another point though is that they have so much depth
Yeah,
that
but like
like
you're saying, he's
they
going to step to the plate. By the time he steps to the plate, I think he's going to be gone.
no, I
He's
mean,
not just he's not just going to sit in their
he
shadows
he can
entire
yeah, but
time.
he can be so. I mean, he's gonna come on. He's gonna come on for some European matches or play league matches and stuff like that, and they're gonna continue to win. I mean, they're just gonna be secured victories. I mean, it's
No, I agree, but I'm just saying. I think by the time he actually fills out the role, he's just going to want to leave because he's not going to want to sit there and not do anything.
no, he's not gonna be there forever. I think he's like more like one of the more likely ones to make a move, but at the same time, I mean, their squad, if you look at it up top to bottom, they have so much depth and so much
Oh yeah.
talent.
Well, I think like their midfield going forward is eventually going to be probably Camavinga, Chouameni, and Valverde, which is just fucking scary.
Right, which is crazy thinking about like, you have guys like Modric and stuff like that, and you thought that by now they would have to replace him, but he's just continuing to play at such a high level. And then whenever he decides to come back and become a human again, you have these guys right behind him who are just as capable of of playing the midfield. And these guys just keep like just looking to get better. They just keep getting better over time and continue to improve, which is crazy because you think like, man, there's no way that they can fill this. Oh my god, there's another guy right behind him who's just as good. So
Now, also to build on what we were just talking about, the Sheen winner, Thibaut Courtois,
yeah,
I think well deserved.
yep,
You really deny that he played lights out last year.
yeah, he's definitely the best keeper in the world. Here's the thing about him that impresses me, right? Because you have guys like when Neuer was playing and he was winning award after award every year, and he was like the goalkeeper for the world.
Hmm.
This is kind of reflective of that now. Like he's just so dominant. Like year after year, this is like the third straight year where I look at this dude and I'm just like, who else is even on this guy's level? Like who else is even as good as this guy? And it's like, and it's not like he's just doing it like week in week out in the league. Like he's doing it in Champions League. Like there was a couple games in the Champions League where he very easily could have gotten scored on in certain shots, and people would have been like, yeah, But and he still stopped. Like he's been doing things that I'm like, wow, he's so good. I mean, even when he was on Chelsea, he was so good. And once he left, I was like, man, we really shouldn't have let him go, but we didn't have a choice.
Well, you had a choice, you just chose not to pay him.
Well, yeah, that's what my point is that we basically were like, we can pay him or we can sell him for even more to Real Madrid, where he more wants to be because he was. I remember him and Hazard at the same time both wanted to go, and then they left like boom boom. I think in the same transfer window, and
Did you sell him?
yes,
Sure.
did he go on a free?
I thought he was a free. Let's see though. Let's see
I
the
know I
card.
know we got money for Hazard.
Oh yeah,
We got a lot of money for Hazard. That was a great piece of business by Chelsea.
Courtois career. Oh, you did. You you
I
did
was
get a fee for him.
I was pretty positive. It wasn't as much as he's.
Nah, they said his market value at the time was 30. It was 71.5 million. You guys got 38 for him,
Yeah, but
which is to be expected because
here's
he
the
had a
thing,
year
though.
left on his contract.
It evened out because of how much fucking money they gave us for Eden Hazard.
Well, no, it evened out just because he had 1 year. So instead of letting him walk for free the next year, you at least
Mm-hmm.
got something back.
Right. And I think we did pretty good on all intents and purposes. I think we did pretty good with Mendy. He's not bad. Now, it took a little while to get there, but I think we're all right now.
Now, next award was the Cope Award given to Gavi. I find it very well deserving.
The young player, that's like the young player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any objections with that.
Nah, and
That
him
kid's
playing
that
Arnie,
kid's gonna be a superstar.
him playing Arnie Chavi is very fun to watch as well.
I mean, could you imagine for a young midfielder in Spain playing for Barcelona a better person to be playing for?
No.
Like, he understands his situation to the T. Like, and he's gonna craft that team. I mean, Xavi might be one of those managers. Like, it doesn't happen very often nowadays, but he might actually be a guy who would stay in Barcelona for like a good 10 years, 15 years. Because he's just like, the city loves him. He's perfect. He's a club legend. He understands how they play the sport. He gets their approach, and he has the ability. He has the ability, I think, to build a team that could actually win against Real Madrid consistently.
Yeah, did you see what came out this week? He might be out soon.
Why is that?
Well, because part of their ability to sign everybody this summer due to their financial constraints was dependent on them making the quarterfinals of Champions League for them bonuses. They're not in Champions League anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy though. That's kind of crazy how like people that's one thing about this sport that I can't stand is how they distribute blame. It is never in the correct places. Almost ever. Like, I really think that like he was set in a position where the fact that they're even in the Champions League is crazy because that team was a dumpster fire a year and a half ago.
They're still Barcelona.
Right. So, I mean, they're not in the Manchester United financial crisis situation, but they are still Barcelona and they have a standard. But it's like, what more can you do? Like, he brought them to Champions League. He's got a good young nucleus, but he doesn't have a complete team yet. I still don't feel like they do.
They gotta win. I'm sorry. When it comes down to it, you're Barcelona. You need to win.
Well, they weren't winning shit a year and a half ago, and even as soon as 6-7 months ago when they were still dealing with all
the same position. Yes, they're in the same position. Nothing has changed. After they spent money, they brought in the signings. That's the problem.
The problem is they can't sell the people they need to sell. Like, they have guys like Depay that are just sitting there. Like, why the fuck won't they just sell him? They have like these players. They have so many players that they need to move on. They need to get rid of PK. He's got to go. Like, it's time. Like, if they want to win, they want to move deep in these brackets, they got to let these guys go. Like Busquets, great player, right? Captain, all this stuff. I get it. He's on the decline. Get something for him. Something while you can. Like, move. If you want to win so bad and you really need to move forward, stop holding on to these fucking dinosaurs that have been playing for the club for 15 years and get and you have one of the best junior football systems in the world. Work that. Get these new kids up and get them experience before they're 27 years old, and start making money for transfers, and start buying some midfielders out in the market. Because you know what? There's a lot of big players that are constantly shuffling hands that could really have helped this side, but they are so stuck on these dudes who have been playing since fucking Puyol had a fucking buzz cut. I'm sick of it, dude.
So who are you bringing in instead of to play Busquets' spot?
You could have had a shot at Casemiro.
No way.
No way. No way. So you said they're Barcelona, they're spending money, they want to win, right? You have guys, you have good, solid holding midfielders.
He is not making that jump across. He is not doing that.
My point is that they didn't even try. They're like, no, they said, nope, we're good in that position. Dude, that guy's only got another 2-3 years max left before you're going to need to replace him. And then he's going to be worth he's going to be worth about as much as Conte's knees. So I think that I don't know, man.
I'm
I,
just saying, the fact that you think they could have won a Casemiro is ridiculous.
my point is
That man
that my point. I'm
never
not
been very
saying
far in his
I'm
career.
not saying they could have completed the transfer. My point is that there are players out there. You asked who could replace that guy, and there are people out there who can replace him, and they're not even making an attempt. You never hear like when there's these big name signings that all the clubs who are like Chelsea, Manchester City, Real Madrid, they're PSG. These teams that want to win Champions Leagues are always linked to these transfers. You never hear Barcelona's name.
Because Barcelona is 400 million in the hole.
Okay, well then
That's why
maybe
everybody's signing
instead
these
of
on a free hit.
firing their manager, who's finally got them to look like a professional fucking team, they should get rid of these random ass old motherfuckers and they should leverage their brand into making them more money. I mean, that's my point. I think that the blame is distributed so fucking unfairly in this sport. And I think that
It's really not though.
I mean, but bro, you can't. He doesn't have a complete. Look at fucking Real Madrid's 11 versus Barcelona's 11. That Real Madrid is so much more of a complete team, has so much more depth. How can you expect to win European competition with the Barcelona side that he has right now? Do you think any manager is going to be able to do that?
Yes.
Who?
I think Xavi could, but he's just not getting the best out of certain players.
Not with this team. Not with this team. I don't think he could. I just think because here's why. Here's why. Okay, I'm not saying they're a bad side. I'm not. Compared to the sides that they're going to have to beat to get there, they're going to have to beat Bayern, Manchester City, Real Madrid, even Chelsea right now actually looks like a decent team for somehow they manage that. I mean, they're going to have to beat these super PSG. I mean, PSG's choke artist, yes, but they do have a really good side on paper. I mean, so my point is not that they're not bad, but you got to see how good that the teams who are lifting trophies, like look at how good they are, how much depth they have.
Okay, and they're also not $400 million in the hole.
Well,
you can't have depth like that when you owe everybody money.
Yep. Well, then that's much higher up than the manager position.
Oh, it is, but when the manager you bring in these certain players which should help the team and they're not really helping, this is what happens. He does come under fire.
I mean, he brought in Lewandowski, and I think Xavi being there had something to do with that transfer going through for sure. And look at what that's doing. That dude's a beast. He's going off.
Is he though?
I think he's been playing pretty all right. I mean, he's not Holland, but who is right now? I still think he looks pretty good.
I mean, against Inter and Bayern in those 4 games.
Okay, against who?
He has Inter and Bayern.
Exactly my point. It's exactly my point.
What do you mean?
Those teams are so fucking good, Eddie. You could put Jesus Christ at the 9, and he's not scoring against Bayern right now. That team is insane. Inter is on fire right now. And their midfield play has been insane. That team is ridiculous right now.
Inter has one of the best midfields in Europe. I will agree with
Yep. And Inter and Bayern right now aren't losing, Eddie. I'm sorry to tell you this. They're not losing. So the fact that maybe he doesn't look as good at versus teams that nobody's looking good at, I don't really hold that against him.
Well, you brought in the guy that just won the Jared Muller Award. Was arguably a Ballon d'Or winner 2 years ago, right?
Right.
And this is the games you expect him to score in because he did the reverse. Against the top tier teams when he was on Bayern, he scored.
But I also give him a little bit of leeway, and I know you don't. I know you're like a no-nonsense business type guy. I'm a pretty business type guy as well. But I also want to look at the facts. He went into probably the most complete, best side with the best chemistry in the world, maybe. And was in a system where he was just could do whatever he wanted and thrive. And then he went into a team that's kind of in shambles to a lot of degrees. And he's a part of the reason why they're even looking like a good team again. And people are like, this is actually a potentially decent team again. He's one of the biggest reasons why. So yes, maybe in some of those big matches he wasn't scoring, but at the same time, that's when this team really gets called into question. And I think that's when they really start to. You're like, oh, what the hell? When those big matches come up, I think that's something that team constantly struggles with, and that's the hump they need to get over. But like I was saying, the sides that are that good, they're just it's like It's like Inter, Man City, PSG, Bayern, like I said, somehow Chelsea, and it's like everybody else. It's like those
Don't get me
teams
wrong.
that are in that upper level are just so much better, dude. They're so good.
But see, Inter until recently has not even been in contention in that list to even be included up there like that. Don't get me wrong. Lewandowski is playing very good this year. And what you call, what's his face? Dembele. I think
Dembele, yeah.
nobody in the top 5 leagues has more assists than he does
He's a
this
baller,
calendar
dude.
year.
He's a baller. He's really good.
Xavi's getting the best out of him.
He's such a good player.
Lewandowski, he's doing well. And I don't think Busquets is the problem because you still need somebody that be that holding midfielder.
No, I'm not saying he's the problem. What I'm saying is that it seems like they're not making any attempt to kind of start to replace him. That's my problem.
They brought in Kessié.
Right. But I don't think he's gonna fill those shoes. I don't think he's gonna fill those. I mean, it's a good transfer, but I just don't. I think that like, I just don't see that transfer panning. Like, I don't know why. I just don't really see that transfer panning out. And I've been wrong plenty of times. Especially when I have these hot takes, I've been wrong plenty of times. Dude's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But he came from Italy, which is also good for the system that they want to run.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just something about that transfer just doesn't. I just feel like it's not going to pan out. He's a good player and everything. I don't know.
The player you would have liked him to take for that position would have been Sandro Tonali then.
Yeah, somebody like that wouldn't be bad. It actually would be cool seeing like a Italian, like a through and through Italian footballer come and play in that system. That would have been beautiful. Like seeing a guy like that would be good. Or even taking like a stab at Renato. I'm surprised that there weren't even more teams linked to that kid because he had a huge Champions League, and that's when they needed players to step up was in the Champions League, and Renato basically got that contract at PSG off of his performances in the Champions League for Lille. I mean, that's how good he was.
It was also what he did to PSG last year.
Right. I mean, he had good domestic games, but my point is that in Europe, his play, even against Chelsea, he was against teams that were playing very well. He was good the entire every time I watched a Lille match. Renato Sanchez was literally like playing so well.
Well, he did win the Golden Boy Award.
And that is when they needed somebody to step up. That's when they needed somebody to step up. Is during Champions League. So why not take a try at a box-to-box midfielder? Because they're a rare breed. There's not a ton of those out there that are that as good at doing that. Who could just keep up that pace of play the whole game. Why not?
While we're in the conversation of Champions League, let's talk about the current group standings now that we have a couple groups that are pretty much all but done. We know who's going through. Let's start with Group A and the absolute shocker.
Let me bring
arguably the best team in the freaking world right now, playing lights out both domestically and international. Freaking Napoli.
Yeah, that's. I love it. I love that.
They're disgusting. They are just playing at another level right now.
All right, let me see if I gotta find the document with our predictions.
Yeah, Napoli is just at another level right now. 20 goals, 4-4 against, and
okay,
they're clear
here
through.
We go. Champions League. Let me.
All right. Let's hear these predictions and see how bad they were.
Honestly, I think they were actually pretty close. I'm not gonna lie. I think we actually didn't do as bad as I thought we might have. All right, so the standings in the group.
All right, let's do
Group A. We said Liverpool wins. Napoli is going to be right behind them and qualify. Rangers are going to be third. We were off by 3 points. And we also, Liverpool didn't win. We were off by 3 points in the fact that Rangers was 0 points and Ajax had 3. And we were off by Liverpool getting second place by 3. But I mean, nobody really could have predicted Napoli being as good as they were. So
correct.
That was pretty good. I like that.
I know. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh no, you predicted it correct. You said Napoli wins, Liverpool second, and then Ajax third.
Hell yeah!
You predicted that correct. So
let's do it.
So that's 1 to Eddie right there. That was pretty good. Now,
all right.
Now you might have predicted that, but I don't think you predicted that they were going to go undefeated with a fucking 16 goal difference.
No, I did not. I did not expect it to be that good.
All right. How about Shocker Part 2, Club Bruges?
Yeah,
and Leverkusen being dead last. Wow. This is the bracket buster right here. This is the one we're going to fuck up.
We're both screwed.
I said Atletico's going to win. Leverkusen is going to go second, and Porto is going to secure third. I was wrong on all three of those. You said Atletico is going to win. You got Porto correct at second, and you said Club Brugge is going to be going to Europa League. So
exactly. I thought
yeah.
I at least had the top three kind of correct, but also Group B isn't over. Atletico on the last day can lose, and Leverkusen could win, and they're out from Europa too. So that's that.
How crazy would that be, bro? If Atletico is dead last, dude. What the fuck? All right, Group C. He said what?
It'll mean Simeone's out. If they
yeah, I think so. I think so.
They don't make Europa League,
yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right, Group C. Bayern 1, Inter second, Barcelona Europa League, and Victoria Pleasant. I said Bayern wins, Inter second, Barcelona third. So I was correct.
I had Barca and Inter switched, did I not?
Yes. So that one goes to me. So that was a W there. I put a W here, and then this one was club or Group B. That's.
I will say this: the best part about Inter, I would say, has been their defense.
Yeah, it was fun. You know what was funny looking at this? That you said that Inter was going to be third instead of second. Like, that's literally your team, and you had, like, no optimism. And then I remember saying that you're like, wow, respect, because I didn't expect you to say that. I thought you were going to dick ride Barcelona, but I just hadn't been impressed with Barcelona as of late versus a team like Inter or whatever, because I was kind of looking at, before the episode, current form and things like that. And they just seemed like they were a team that was hotter. I mean, I don't, surprise. It's surprising how much the difference is. It's 6 points difference between Barca and Inter and Barcelona. So I couldn't have ever predicted that, but.
Well, it's only going to be 3 at the end of the thing because Inter's going to lose to Bayern next week because, well, they could win, but nobody really cares about that game next week because they're both through.
Right, like they might not even put their starters there, honestly.
Exactly. It might be a game of backup.
It's literally over, yeah. But talk about Bayern with a 14 goal differential. Undefeated, man. 16-2, man. Ooh. Tied.
Inter could have tied them in the first game.
Yeah. They were very close.
There was a goal ruled off for offsides. It was very close.
All right, Group D. Tottenham wins. Sporting. Well, actually, no. Here's the thing. This group's still open.
Oh, this group's wide open.
This group is still actually open. Yeah, they're all within 2 points.
Wide open.
So this last day is actually going to be huge. Which, first of all, let's talk about how much of an L that is for Tottenham. That they couldn't pull away in this group.
Actually, I wouldn't say that. I think every team but Marseille is pretty strong. Sporting is a nice team. They got some good young guys.
I like Sporting.
Eintracht Frankfurt won Europa League last year, so they're no shuffs.
Yeah, but they also lost Kostic, which is one of the biggest reasons they did it.
Correct. But
so they lost a lot of major pieces. Their goalkeeper, what's his name, Trapp. He's been in crazy form this year. So
yeah, Kevin Trapp.
Yeah, he's been keeping them in. Honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look, they're right there with them, and you see how close the group is.
Dude.
Where everybody's goals for and goals against are all within each other pretty much.
Yeah, I mean they're all even. Like even the goal differentials, it's from -2 to +1. I mean that's like that they're all playing each other so close. So I predicted Tottenham wins, Frankfurt second, Sporting third.
Okay.
You predicted Frankfurt winning, Sporting second, and Tottenham going to Europa League. So either one of those things are possible.
Yeah, they are both still possible in this point.
If Frankfurt wins, if you actually get that one right, you're crazy for that, and that's amazing. And I hope you're right, kind of, because I hate to see Tottenham succeed because I don't think they deserve it, but whatever. Group E. And now this is the one that feels so sweet because you're like, I think you're crazy, all this stuff. And I'm like, nah, dude, I think they turn it around. I think they fire Tuchel and turn it around. I was right. Chelsea win, Milan second, Salzburg going to Europa League. Now, granted, Milan and Salzburg could flip spots. Dynamo Zagreb, Salzburg, and Milan could have a thing. Well, no, actually Zagreb because of the goal differential will not.
No, Zagreb can't just because of head-to-head against Milan.
Yeah, there's
I think
still a chance. There's still a chance that I could be wrong here.
Zagreb can beat Salzburg in the standings, but they can't beat Milan because of the head-to-head.
Right. So yeah, so I could still be wrong in Zagreb. I don't think it's going to happen, but Zagreb could change with Salzburg.
Mm-hmm.
But Chelsea and Milan are set.
Pretty much.
Unless, well, yeah, actually, no, Salzburg could win and then Milan. Yeah. But you said Milan win, which I don't think can actually happen.
No,
Chelsea
because
and then
you guys win
Salzburg.
head-to-head.
Yeah.
You guys win head-to-head, which they
yeah.
always go Champions League always goes head-to-head before G did.
We beat them, I think, like 3 or 4-1, didn't we? Or was it 2? I think it was 2-1. No, it's 3-0. That's right. 3-0 and then 2-0. Yeah.
Which also, if I'm being fair, they did kind of get screwed by injuries during the Champions League run.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they didn't. They definitely didn't have. They didn't have the best situation, but at the same time, how quick the Chelsea turnaround was, I can't really take that away from them. It's been so nice. They've actually turned around so fast and are actually like winning European competition, domestic leagues. Like they literally went from starting off by losing to Zagreb and then have just like never looked. They're like, fuck this. And then they fire Tuchel. They don't look back. I love it. I just love it. Because like Chelsea's been one of those teams that's like, all right, well, throw away this whole season and then we're going to sign 5 people for $700 and then come back and place third next year. It's like, all right.
I think the game in Milan is a lot different if they have Mike Mignon, Teo Hernandez. Like, you know what I mean? A couple.
No, I agree. I mean, yeah, and then they had. I don't think they had Tamori out there. They had quite a few people out.
I think Tamori was in both games. It's just Tamori, the second game.
Not Tamori. Who was it? It was another center back. There's another center back that wasn't in. It was the guy next to him that they usually start. What's his name? He's Italian.
Romagnoli?
No, I can't remember off the top of my head. But all right. Group F. We both guessed correctly as of the last match day. If everything stays the same, we're both right with Madrid, Leipzig, and Shakhtar in that order. Honestly, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, like, because that's obviously I predicted Celtic to be last, but I'm surprised like how bad they are.
Well, you got to remember they've lost a lot of people over the last year.
They still have decent players though.
Yeah,
like they looked like they look like a minor league team out there with like even when they played against Shakhtar, they look like a minor league team out there. They just don't look like why are they even in this competition? It feels like, you know what I mean?
I mean they have 2 draws. It's not like.
I mean they're gonna win their league. It's gonna be them and Rangers again winning the 1 and 2 in the league, so they're gonna be back. But that's they literally punch their ticket every year domestically, so it doesn't even matter what they do. But yeah. Not surprising.
All right, let's go on to Group G.
All right, we both said City, Sevilla, and then Dortmund. Dortmund. They're doing the damn thing. They're not doing it amazingly. They're not running away with it. They're scrappy, but God damn it, they did it. And again, I don't think that Sevilla can take the spot from Dortmund, can they?
No, they cannot because Dortmund beat Sevilla.
Right. Yeah, and somehow they got. Actually, this has got to be like one of the first times ever that they have a -4 goal differential, but still have 5 points. That's crazy. The thing that they scrapped out 2 draws and a win with a -4 goal differential. That's only scoring 5 goals in 5. That's terrible. But so yeah, Sevilla didn't really step up like I thought they would. Dortmund started to look a little bit more a cohesive unit. Still think they're going to get crushed as soon as they get to knockouts. So, is there any?
Let's get to Group H and let's have this talk.
Okay, this is dumpsters. We actually agreed on this, and that shocks me. We both said Juventus winning. PSG second with Benfica third. Holy fuck. Juventus lost to Maccabi, bro.
Yep. I said let's just talk about it. Let's get it out there.
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Juventus blows. Like, it's not even like, oh my god, they barely lost. Like, they're getting their ass clapped by these teams, bro.
Bro, it is embarrassing.
It's bad. Like, it's so, like, where, how, dude, their side literally has almost, like, enough talent to be in contention to win from a talent perspective, bro. To win the Champions League. And they are getting fucking ass clapped. I think, like, Dybala going, a lot of that. I think they got cocky with their signings, maybe. I don't know. But, like, dude, like, and much to everyone's surprise, dude, Di Maria is one of the only things that looks good about this side.
Nah, Vlahovic still looks good.
Like, he's okay, but, like, Di Maria, I think, is the best player on the team right now, which is not what anyone thought. Kostic is, like, okay. Like, they're just, like, they just look terrible. It's so bad.
Well, they have no clue what their identity is right now. I think it's just rough to watch in both internationally and domestically.
I mean, do you think even by next year that they're gonna find their stride in the Europa League? I don't feel that they do. I think they're in like rebuild mode or something. Like, you gotta change some major pieces in this team.
Well, apparently Allegri's got like
He's got to go.
no, he's got like I swear he's got pictures of the owners, like embarrassing blackmail pictures, because the owners, after his terrible start to the year in both Champions League and domestic, said he's here to stay. We're not going to fire him.
But like I said, though, the thing with him that I think keeps him around is not even the blackmail thing, which is also a possibility knowing how the sport works. But to me, for whatever reason, they always have pictures of him with guys like Klopp and Mourinho and shit, and people talk about, like, he's not there, bro. He is not anywhere near that level.
He had some good time at Milan, and then he inherited an absolute animal in Juventus from Antonio Conte because he stepped down to manage the national team.
And he's running them like shit.
No. It was his first stint there when he won 4 straight Serie A titles.
Bro, he's running this team like dog shit. And there is absolutely, like, you want to talk about no excuse? You put Xavi in charge of this team, I guarantee you they get to the group stage. Or they get to the knockouts. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? With this level of talent, they are terrible. It's so bad. And it's not like, well, they're prioritizing the domestic league. Like, they suck there too. They're just terrible. They're so bad. They're like they're literally like a free fucking win, bro. They just beat Empoli. They just beat Turin. Lost to Milan. Lost to Monza. Lost to Maccabi.
Yeah,
2-1 to Benfica.
The loss to Monza and Maccabi in the same week was fucking hilarious.
They drew Roma. They beat Sassuolo. They got 4-0'd by Atletico Madrid, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, what? And we all saw how Atletico Madrid's doing. How are they doing? About to be fucking knocked out of Europa League by Victoria Plzen. Or no, Leverkusen, my bad.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's all the same. They all suck. All right. Yep, that's... You want to do Europa League now?
Yes, I do. Because this is where ours is
very different
on this one.
Actually, we kind of... This episode, I would say we agreed more than we usually do, but we definitely had some disagreements in Europa League. I know we did.
Oh, yeah, no. It was Champions League, we were very agreeable. It just as we went further down, we disagreed more.
Oh,
so
bro.
let's hear.
Okay.
Our Group A predictions.
Arsenal win. Do you have the table up? I had Arsenal win, PSV second. And I'm so sad this didn't pan out. I wanted to be wrong so bad. You said Arsenal win, Bodo Glimt second. I wanted that so bad, dude. I wanted that so bad. I wanted you to be right there, dude. You're like, Bodo Glimt shocks the world, dude. Could you imagine? But
bro, I had faith in them, man. I had faith in them.
So it's like the normal skepticism that you usually have with Arsenal. Like when they start to look good, it's like, oh boy, when's it going to happen? But with the form that they had, I mean, there's no way that we couldn't have guessed at the time that Arsenal were going to win this group. I mean, they started off the season playing so well, and they're continuing to play really well. They look like a really good team. I will say, though, I'm not liking their goal differential splits. They're barely winning these games. So at the same time, when they get to the knockout stages and they're playing against these teams that are hot right now, things might start to get pretty ugly.
But it'll all come down to see, like their GD splits aren't great, but they're also letting up the least amount of goals.
That's
So,
true.
like,
They're tied with PSV, but PSV has a 10 goal differential versus a 4 goal differential, which means that a team like PSV is coming in here and they're dominating with considerably less talent.
okay, and what has PSV done against Arsenal?
1.
They beat him today, right?
Yes.
2-0. So that means Arsenal played 4 games and let up 1 goal.
Right. I also don't think
And
that they
it was also
really.
against.
Yeah.
It was also against PSV.
Right. I mean, their next game's against I think Glimt, I want to say. No, Zurich. It's against Zurich, and they're gonna win that game. So I don't even think they really gave a fuck much about the PSV matchup, to be honest.
And did you see their lineup today?
No, I didn't. Let me look.
It looked like a heavily rotated squad.
It looks
So you
Martinelli, Chaka, Sambi Lokonga, Odegaard, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Holding. Yeah, no. See, they're definitely like, all right, we're just gonna beat the shit out of Zurich and then can just get this Champions League.
exactly, you know what I mean?
Right. Which
Uh,
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that, like, look, they have a lot of talent. I hope in the knockout stages that they when they start to put all their guys out there because they haven't got hit with the injury bug or anything like that.
mhm.
I'm interested
I
to see what's going to happen because I think PSV might. I think PSV. Um, I don't know. I like to
oh
see what they do.
I love
I'm
PSV because
excited to
they
see
got
what they're going to do.
I love them giving because I love Xavi Simmons. Xavi Simmons, I still think he has a chance to be like a world talent.
They got some really exciting. I mean, those sides always have exciting young players, man. They just always
Well,
do.
Xavi Simmons was on PSG, and he was actually, if I'm not mistaken, Xavi Simmons came through La Masia, left there at the age of 16, went to PSV, and everybody thought he was going to be the next big thing.
Well, they also
He was
got
never
Luke
going to
De
get a shot.
Jong as well, who's a fucking beast, and they have Corey Gakpo, who looks really
Yeah.
good. Corey Gakpo is a really good player. He's gonna get a big contract eventually for somebody.
Oh yeah. Which there was a lot of people that wanted him to go to Man United this summer.
Yeah, him and Anthony, that would have been exciting, dude.
Yeah, but
But I like
I don't
I like
think
the Anthony signing. I like that signing.
I don't think United needs more wingers.
No, I don't. I also think that our boy over there at what's his name? Oh my god, I'm forgetting. At Liverpool, he might be a bust, Eddie. He might be a bust. The fucking who was their fucking oh my god, I can't remember his fucking name.
Where they sign
Darwin Nunes. He might be a
I never.
bust, Eddie.
Uh,
Dude, he's already Fernando Torresing open goals, bro.
that's the key part. That's the key part. He's good. All right,
All
let's go
right.
to Group B.
Group B, I said Kiev is gonna win it. And I said Fenerbahce is gonna be in second. You said Rennes is gonna win and Kiev is gonna be in second. I think it's funny that we were on the same page with that. Because I thought Kiev could shock the world here. I actually really felt that they could have. They had the potential. They had the ability to do it. And they're also a Ukrainian team, so they're tough to play at home.
Yeah.
So, but it didn't.
Didn't
Very much did not pan out that way. Fenerbahce and Rennes run away with this group.
I mean, I will say this though: having 1 point and having a GD of -4 through 5 games is definitely a tough break on that one.
Very unlucky. Absolutely. I mean, the numbers do not show that they like. If anything, you'd think they have like 5 or 6 points, but
You think the group would be a lot closer than the top 2 teams,
right?
And them down at 1.
Right. I mean, because you look at other teams that have worse goal differentials, and they have more points than them. Like
exactly.
It's crazy. So I mean, it just is what it is. It's a tough group. All right.
Let's hit Group C.
Group C, dude. Talk about this. I said Real Betis winning, and then Roma. Or no, I said Roma wins, Real Betis second.
Okay.
You said Roma wins, Real Betis second. That cannot happen. But Roma can take Europa League off of Ludogorets. or can go to the knockouts over Ludogorets on the last day. Which also the fact that Ludogorets is here with a 1 goal differential, have 7 points. They're winning games against clubs that they have no business even being on the same pitch with, but they're one of those teams that are again tough to play at home.
Well, it all comes down to next Thursday. It's all on Roma, and I
Dude.
believe that game is in Rome. Absolutely wild. It's going to be scenes, and I stick with my thing that Rome is going to win that in Rome and advance.
Yeah.
And we all had HJK finishing last, right?
Yeah, no, they were not on my radar. We didn't
All right.
really we didn't predict third place, but I know who
Okay.
we would have predicted, and it most definitely HJK would absolutely have been last on all of our boards. So
All right. Let's do. Who do we have for
Group D. All
Group
right,
D?
this one's funny because like this is like the hardest group to predict because it could have gone any way.
Wait, before you say it, I want to say this. I want to say, what did I predict? Union Berlin winning and Braga finishing second.
Malmo.
I had Malmo finishing second.
Yeah, and I had FC Union Berlin winning, and I had Malmo second as well. So I agreed
Okay.
with you. Malmo got shit stomped by everybody.
They did not have a good time.
They got a fucking mud hole in their ass open and walked till it was dry. Got absolutely fucked. And Saint Gilloise, undefeated.
Yo, shocking the world, man.
Unbelievable, dude. Union Berlin. I want to see Union Berlin in Champions League, man. That's a shame that they're not going to make it in Champions League. This unless they win the Bundesliga, which is unbelievable to think about. That might even be a possibility because if you think about it, for a talent versus performance side, I don't think there is a bigger differential from talent to performance in any of the 5 leagues that's even close to this team. Their level of talent versus how well they're performing is actually ridiculous, especially in yes, especially in the league they're doing it in too versus teams like and
No, no, no.
Bayern.
I'll
It's
say
crazy.
Napoli. I will say Napoli.
You think Napoli's less talented versus performance than Union Berlin?
Bro, their top player, the Georgian Bull, they got for 15 million. Everybody laughed at him.
Bro, who's Union Berlin's top player? Can you name him? Because I can't. We know people on Napoli. I don't know a fucking single person on Union Berlin.
Okay, that's fair, but
I mean, like, let's look at their fucking last lineup in fucking Europa League versus Braga.
But I'm just saying, nobody expected Napoli to be running away with both the league and Champions League right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course nobody expected that, but I'm just talking about like it's not like wow, that's impossible. They did it. You know, it's not like a miracle that they did. They still have talent to do it. They just, obviously they are performing at an extremely high level, but they do have a much higher level of talent than Union Berlin.
Then I'm not to spare to Union Berlin. Union Berlin was a top 4 team in the Bundesliga last year.
Yeah, but bro, they didn't really add anybody crazy, bro. They have like who the fuck are these people, bro? Who the fuck is Sabachiu? Who's Runau? Thorsby? Yo, you're right, bro. My boy Doki back and fucking center back next to Lette, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? They have not one. They don't even have a star.
They don't even... and guess what? What are they doing right now? They're winning the Bundesliga.
Losing to Saint Gilloise, but they're winning the Bundesliga versus the fucking most talented team in the world with an incredible system that are like some fucking Russians playing in that stupid ass fucking league. Some fucking Nazis. They're against the fucking Nazi fucking football team. Right, fucking Bayern.
Let's move on to Group B.
Fucking Jesus. All right. We're a little brain dead, Eddie. We did say Sociedad's gonna win. But we said Sheriff. We both said Sheriff was gonna be second. Now you gotta remember. At the time, Man United looked terrible. Man United still don't look great, but they did well in Europa League. So
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking the L.
I'm okay with taking that L. That was a. You know what? Yeah, I like that shit. Fuck them. It doesn't matter that they need to make up 9 points in one day. All right, it's okay. Group F.
I'm gonna say I probably had Lazio than Feyenoord.
Yes, we both did, and that's still a possibility, I believe.
Let me just check. Feyenoord.
No, Feyenoord lost 1-0 to Sturm Graz.
Yeah, but did they only play the one game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the second game. 1 second. Let's see real quick then. They lost 1-0 today, but who won?
Oh no, they
last
beat
night?
them. No, they beat them 6-0 the first time they played.
Then
Yeah, so Feyenoord. If Feyenoord wins and Sturmgras loses, which who's Sturmgras playing?
if
They're playing against Midtjylland. Oh
mm,
no. And
I guess they
Feyenoord's
don't play.
playing and Feyenoord's playing Lazio, dude. No,
Oh,
dude.
that's unfortunate for them.
That
All right,
sucks ball sacks for them. Well, no, because Lazio's gonna put their starters out and everything. Because if they lose this fucking game and Feyenoord wins, they could take Champions League from
exactly,
them. Oh
exactly.
no, Feyenoord's
Well, it's not
fucked.
It's not Champions League. It's just automatic into Europa League playoffs.
Right, but the person who wins the group goes to Champions League next year.
No, they don't. That's not how this works.
I thought it was.
No,
Oh.
person who wins the group
Oh,
just has to
okay.
play in the
Okay.
knockout
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
because they don't have to play the person coming down from Champions League.
I thought,
The
yeah.
person who takes second plays the one of the 8 teams that just came down from Champions League,
Yeah.
and then they play. All right,
Yeah.
Group G.
Group G. I said Freiburg and then Olympiacos. You said Olympiacos and then Karabag. You had Karabag in the second, bro.
I knew Karabag was gonna come a second.
Dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Dude, you were memeing, bro. We were memeing the Europa League, dude.
Well, no, I know. I put Nantes last because I think they fucking blow.
Karabag, yeah. I thought Olympiacos was gonna pull it out. They're pretty good.
Because they are a tough team.
They're usually a pretty good team, but
now we're gonna start Group H, and I'm just gonna be sad. I don't even want to talk about it.
all right. I said Monaco, and then Trabzonspor. You said Red Star, then Trabzonspor. So we're both.
And then not only did I do that, I went and then placed money on Red Star to win the group.
Oh man, the only person who can win, I believe, is Ferencvaros.
Yes, I believe so.
Which is crazy.
Wait, the best
What
part is
country is that from?
I don't even know, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what. I have no idea. Like, let me look at their name. Honved. Wait, that's Hungary. They're Hungarian.
Okay.
I like how Wes comes in for the first time in 50 minutes. Yeah, what the fuck country is that shit?
Wait, the saddest part is.
Eddie,
What's the saddest part?
what's the
bro?
saddest part?
You gotta finish that, bro. I'm on the edge.
You got me on the edge of my seat.
Monaco is qualifying
I'm
right
on the
now
edge of my
with a
-2
goal differential.
Yeah.
Red Star and Trabzonspor both have a +1, which is better than the team.
Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because they probably beat the shit out of each other and then fucking lost to everybody else. They probably gave each other 2 black eyes and then got their ass beat by everybody else.
Actually, what is the final day matchups in that group?
Monaco plays Cervina Zvezda, so they play Red Star Belgrade.
Oh, let's go.
And then Trabzonspor plays Ferencvaros.
So Red Star is going to come in second because they're going to beat the shit out of Monaco and tell them to suck.
Sadly, that will not give you any of your money back.
That's okay, because I will then immediately throw any money.
Red Star's not beating Monaco, dude. You're fucking smoking crack, dude. You're smoking crack, dude.
I will place a bet right now on Red Star to beat Monaco.
Yeah, yeah, just like you placed a bet on them winning the fucking group, you dunce. You fucking.
If they
I like how it was like blip, blip, blip. It was like 3. It was like...
Oh Jesus.
Anyway.
All right. Did we do Europa Conference Leagues or did we not? Did we not go this bad?
We did not do that. We
Okay.
did not do that. I don't know why we didn't, but
Let's take a quick look at it.
yeah.
Group A, Istanbul first, Fiorentina second. Looks like that's.
First of all, let's talk about the branding though. Like the logos for Europa Conference League and Europa League, they're actually so cool. Like the green and orange lines, that's kind of dope. I like how they look.
Oh, yeah, they've done pretty well with their branding.
They're pretty cool. Now, granted, the Champions League is so cool with the stars and shit. Like that shit is dope. But
well, obviously, but
all right, let's see. All right, Istanbul, Bashak. Dude, the Adelaide Hearts out of Australia, dude. Look at that. Putting up 6 points in that group. Look at them go. And then we have West Ham.
where?
West Ham
Wait, you want to repeat that? Out of where?
out of Australia.
This is a European competition, bro.
Yeah, Australia is in Europe.
What?
Austria is in Europe.
I'm just
Australia
fucking with you, bro.
is down in the ocean.
Look, yeah, you're right, dude.
Oh,
Whatever.
no.
Suck my dick. How about that? How about suck
They
my
play
dick?
they play Scottish Premiership.
Oh, they are okay. Because there's another team that are the Hearts that play in Australia that have like almost the same exact logo.
Oh, what does it look like a heart?
Yeah, how'd you know? Wow, you're pretty smart.
Right.
West Ham undefeated. I mean, yeah,
Expected.
yeah, they should. I mean, that group is
The kind of
FCSB
shocker for me
Silkeborg.
is- The shocker for me is Anderlecht kind of being on the outside looking in right now.
Well, they can still win it last day.
No, they can.
Villarreal. How did they do it, dude? How did they beat Lech Poznan and Beersheva in Austria Wien? Yo,
Austria, right?
Cologne? Cologne is losing to Partizan and Slovakia. And they say that that's a top 5 league. Get the fuck out of here, bro. They suck. Bundesliga's like 6 squads deep. Max. All right, Eichmar. That group blows. Who cares? Group F, they fucking suck too.
Ghent. I would expect Ghent to do better. Shamrock Rovers, fucking from Ireland, so they're you never
Pussies.
expect them to.
Yeah, they're hammered. They're probably thrown up before the game.
Toulouse
Basel.
and Prague.
Basel's pretty good. They're all right. They get some good young players. Sivasspor. Not a surprise there. Yeah. All right. Everything kind of looked as it should be in there. There's not. I mean, the thing is that the difference though, the difference between like the top and bottom teams in those competitions is just such a wide gap that it's like almost impossible for those teams.
Yeah, but I mean, there's really only like 2 teams that are really running away with it. Every other group is really not that bad.
Did we do the tables for the big leagues?
I don't think we did a prediction, but we can talk about where we're at right now, and then.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could still do a prediction.
We'll just wait till
it's a little late.
Till the January transfer window, and that way we can.
That's no fun though. I want to fucking be like, this team's gonna win it, and then fucking, and then their best player breaks his fucking leg or something. I was like, well, fuck.
Diego Jota.
I already have the tables. I already have the tables here. I have them set up for the predictions. I just never did it.
All right.
We can. So it's up to you. I mean, it's up to how much time you have.
I probably only got another hour.
What other topics do you have in the meantime?
Ooh, what you got? I wanted to talk about rule breakers.
Oh, that's right. Talk about the promos. Yeah.
I want to talk about the rule breakers. I wanted to talk about a little. We haven't talked about dynamic duos. Wanted to talk about the out of position promo that's about to drop.
All right. So the first one was ones to watch.
Then it was rule breakers, right? And we can also talk about the like the SBCs involved with them, like the hero and the icon, John.
Rule breakers, new heroes, because heroes are kind of a little different now. They operate kind of the same, but the chemistry thing isn't exactly. It's not exactly the same.
No, but I was just kind of talking about like how they dropped them SBCs for him.
Right. What else? So we have what rule breakers and ones to watch so far. Were like the 2 main promos.
Yeah, and then I wanted to just talk about the
out of position. We can do out of position, and then we can do yeah. All right, so we'll start our favorite segment. This is my favorite at least that we do is W or L promo first, and then from there we can kind of elaborate on each promo about like certain things. Ones to watch. I think this year was actually. I'm torn. I think it was kind of an L because there were still some really good signings that they didn't have in it. Nah, I'll give it a W. It had some good value SBCs in it. It was pretty good.
I'll give it a W.
Yeah.
The objective player was best. It was easy. The KSC SBC was great,
Very much worth the
and
value. And so was the Di Maria one too.
and
Those are alright.
a lot of people have already seen their wins to watch upgrades, which is nice.
Yeah, there's actually a ton of those, and they've been updating them a lot faster than they usually do, too. They do it on the same
Correct.
day every week and everything. They've been doing pretty good with that, so I'm happy with that. Also, you also got to think the nations that they have, too. That's pretty
Exactly,
good.
like a couple people are definitely gonna see them.
Yeah.
The nations to watch too coming up,
Yeah,
which is brings extra added value to them cards as well.
that's a big deal. Rule breakers, I'm going to continue to hit this with an L every fucking year they put it in this game. It's so dumb. It sucks. That's all I have to. I mean, so I did the rule breaker Alaba SPC. He's very good. Don't get me wrong. Very good player. Ridiculously overpriced. That SPC was ridiculously overpriced. The pack weights is just something I'm going to talk about soon. Are so ridiculously bad that there's like no point in even trying to get packs to try and get the rule breakers. And when you I finally got one. Oh, it's an 83 that's worth 8K or like 12K, whatever. Like, all right, cool. Woo. It only took 75 gold upgrade SBCs for me to get Stupinian. Awesome. Like, that's the problem with these promos. If they made these players actually packable, they put packs that would give you, maybe 2 packs every promo that would give you a guaranteed promo player with no rating guarantee. Flood the market with these guys. The promo's only out for a week at a time. Like, let them
stop that, because then you're gonna be the same thing you said about the one to watch, where you packed Schlotterbach and you're pissed that the pack weight was so low. You're like, I wasted my time and money on this.
Right, because I spent an extra $30 pre-ordering, and here's why. Here's why this is not that bad of a deal. Because yes, when you pack somebody, they're not going to be worth as much. Yes. But the thing is that at least with the guaranteed promos, a promo every couple months, you'll eventually get one of the good ones. So, but the thing is with that is that these promos, especially with how fast the content's moving this year, are only going to be relevant for very short intervals of time. So let's say I get the best rule breaker. I get Ronaldo, right? He's only going to be an elite level striker until team of the year. He'll still be good at team of the year, but then there's going to be better shit out there. You know what I mean? So even if I got the best player right now, or I even got like Havertz, they're only good for a little bit. And then who knows what comes out? Dude, how many international man of the matches are there going to be this World Cup that are going to be insane? How many World Cup moments cards and record breakers and all this shit? Dude, do you remember like the 2014 and 2018 World Cups? Dude, they had so many cards coming out. So that's going to greatly change the market. That's going to greatly change what people are doing with their teams. So to give guaranteed packs, or to at least make the pack weight not so overbearing that you need to spend $300 just to get one of them in a pack, and 99% of the time it's the absolute worst one. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's bullshit. And I think the pack weight in this game, it's unacceptable.
I think you're just being a baby about it, but
well, because my point is that with all the money that I spend on the game, I almost never get anywhere near the amount of coins that I should back from it. Like almost never. Like I'm like, oh my god, I got a player who's 100K. Like and I think that they make it so hard to get these good cards, and there's these good cards that people like you will never see, bro. Like you're never gonna be like, damn, I have a Ronaldo on the meta curve. Unless you got like super lucky like we did. Like when you use him in the first couple weeks of FIFA, it's so much fun. But like,
yeah, guess what?
1% of players will fucking experience that.
Yeah, okay, and that's the way shit happens.
I don't know. I just see year after year, you especially, you're somebody who grinds the shit out of the game and you're a good player, but you just, all right, well, my pack luck sucks and I never get good players, so I'm just constantly playing with teams that are millions of coins cheaper than everybody else's because it's impossible to get the really good players. It's impossible. Like you could get like a good midfielder like a Modric, and you can get those guys that are like 100K, whatever, but you'll never see Mbappe or never play Ginola. You're just going to have to play against them every weekend league. The guys who spend thousands of dollars. The reason why this is a problem is because if you want those elite teams, you literally have to spend thousands of dollars day one. That's why it's not okay to me. I think that's ridiculous, especially for a game where most people are getting the Ultimate Edition. It costs $80. People are spending thousands to have a team that's like really good. I think that's insane.
I think it's that bad. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, you're just so beat down by this fucking game. But like, yeah, my pack luck this year has been good. Don't get me wrong, it has been good, been very good. I have, I got Gerd Muller, mid. I got Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, I got Vinicius untradeable, Ferland Mendy untradeable, Koulibaly untradeable. Like, I did get a good amount of pulls, but there's those guys this year that in their fucking hero pack they got Yaya, and then they got red Neymar, and then they pulled Mbappe. Like, dude, it's ridiculous. The shit that some of these people just get on their packs, it's insane. All right, so heroes. I think it's really good. I like what they did with it this year, and I like the fact that they made a Kocha. I think it's really good.
No, we already talked about it when they released the heroes that we liked, what they did and everything like that.
Yeah, I also think with the SBC, I really liked it because even, if you got a really bad one, like, you really didn't lose that many coins. It was pretty relatively cheap. Like, you didn't feel bad about it. Like, for me,
I felt bad.
I mean, yeah, you probably got the worst one in Rickon.
Yeah. I spent double what he's worth.
Right, but what's he worth? 30K, 20K?
25K.
Right. You spend 50K for a potential to get a 2 million coin player in a pool of cards that's not that big. Like, that SBC in past years was... Go ahead.
I just don't think that... I just think that that's ridiculous that I have to spend that much to get... And I know it was going to happen. Like, it's just frustrating. Like,
right, but...
pack rates.
Yeah.
So, like, that... And the amount of people that I've seen that also packed him, and everybody talked about that pack weight being so bad after the icon weight was good.
I have no complaints. I know that.
Yeah, well, you also packed somebody good.
I got Joe Cole.
Ronaldo,
I packed Joe Cole. He
Cristiano.
slipped right into my team. And then Wes got... Who'd you get in your hero pack, Wes?
Oh, fuck, what's his name? Barella, I think?
No.
Brago? Something like that.
Brolin?
Yeah.
No.
No. A guy in my chat got Brolin.
Hold on, I'll check our chat real quick. And I've done 2 hero things, so.
He got Lundberg. So, like, that's not that bad. So, like, even if you get a player that's, like, decently usable and he's not great, like, I feel like in past years, SBCs like that give you a guaranteed, like, 87 max, like, really good promo card, like, usually costs a lot of money. For me, if I spent 60K and I got Rickon, I wouldn't even be that upset because to even have a chance to get, a Yaya or something like that, like, back in the day, those SBCs used to be so expensive. And now they're, like, not that bad. And, like,
the SBCs seem great.
The 86 max icon was also a pretty good value SBC.
Oh, I definitely say that's good value. I'm still on the fence. I packed Barnes, and I'm still on the fence for him. But...
I like Haji's really good. It's just hard to fit him in a team because that's another thing, dude. I think they neutered icons, dude. Why don't they give one chem to everybody still? Like, they should give one chem to everybody now. Because the thing is that you also got to think, like, they're starting to get outdated. Because some of the base cards, the gold base cards that they're giving these guys, they're like 75 to 80% of the icons aren't even that good at the beginning of the game anymore. Like, a lot of the babies and most of the mids, like, suck. So, like, now the fact that they just have full chem, that's also tough. That makes...
It's kind of like my opinion about Rickon.
Right.
I think that his card... like, it's just I don't think it's a good card.
No.
So like, why is it even a hero card? But I guess
Yeah.
they gotta have them hero cards that aren't good.
See, I don't think they should, though. I really don't think for things like heroes that are going to be there all year, I think that's a promo where they should absolutely not have cards in there that are useless. I think that's so stupid. Because that card from the jump is a card that nobody wants and nobody's going to use. So why even have it in the game? Why pay for the licensing to have that fucking idiot in there? Like, I don't want Rick. Like, nobody wants him in the game. Add more cards like Brolin that are, some people really like him and it's a good card and some people don't. That's okay. And he's in a Serie A, so that gives that gives that league that needs more depth desperately, gives it some nice depth in a really good way. I don't know. Team of the week this year, what are you thinking?
I like it. I think they haven't really shafted anybody pretty much. Like, we've had some really nice team of the weeks. A lot of people have benefited from them with their red picks.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think we've been spoiled with some really good ones, and I also like that they're giving the featured boost to a lot of players. So you'll see guys go up from like 74 to like 82 and shit, which I like a lot. So I mean, at least if you're like trying to mess around and build some interesting squads, you have some good options. You have some more squad building options and whatnot. So I like that a lot.
no, I hate you just for saying that.
Why?
No, because last year you're like, he's got a one to watch. It was just a Kluivert's one to watch at 76. He's gonna need like 4 informs to actually be useful.
Right, because when it comes to cards that they have in ones to watch, they don't give them as big a boost as they give the random cards, and they
Yes,
also
a
don't give them
76
inform.
no,
So
no,
they'll
a 76 inform immediately goes up to an 81. Like, so that's what I don't get. What your thing is?
because they're not though. Look at like 76 Tyler Adams, bro. Dude, that card's not gonna hit 82 until February if it even does.
Because he doesn't have an inform.
He's not going. Like my point is like.
But that's
Even
one
Mullen had one inform and he went from 78 to 80, bro. Like that's not a good card because like my point is if he got an inform, you're right. If that 76 went to 81 within a month, that's a good card, right? But
that all depends on
by the time it's December, that card's useless.
Okay, see, but you're being a bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I'm being a bitch because they fill promos with half the cards are fucking useless in a month? And people spend all this money to get them and they're fucking useless? And it's a dynamic promo. They should be going with the power curve of the year. They should go with the power curve of the rest of the cards. And they don't.
I fucking hate you when it comes to this shit.
Why?
You want certain cards you want certain cards to be useful all year, and you want certain cards to not be too broken in the beginning of the year. Like,
I said useful all year, right? I didn't say game break. Like this out of position promo, I hope you understand, is about to break the market. It's about to break the game. There's going to be 3 cards in here that I can see minimum right now that are going to absolutely be in every single elite team. Guaranteed. It's going to be Salah, Cancelo, and there was another one on the top of my head. Can't remember it. Not Reece James. Who was it? Let me look at this fucking thing. But yeah, Salah and Cancelo are gonna be, dude. They're gonna be in like every fucking squad. Where was the? God damn it! I already forgot about these cards. I'm trying to like compartmentalize this. And Traore. Like that card. Have you seen his card? 90 pace, 81 defending, 84 physical, 82 dribbling, 82 passing. Like, the card's going to be ridiculous. And it's going to be in all these league teams anyway because they already have, Mbappe and all those dudes. Okay, now add this dude on top of that. Like, what? And even for my squad, now there's more winger depth in the Premier League. My thing is that I guess I don't understand why you get so frustrated about this stuff, but at the same time, like, my point is like, I don't want cards to be broken. I want them to put a bunch of cards, like make a promo, a bunch of cards that nobody would be upset to get. Not like 2 cards that are literally 3 million coins that break the game, 7 cards that are okay, I guess, and then like 5 cards that no one gives a shit about. Like stop making promos like that. Like make a bunch of promos full of like, they know what players that we kind of like to see. They know what players are good.
But see, players that you think are shit, and I constantly get harassed for. I'm kind of hyper about Berardi, and you're like, yeah, he's a shitter Italian that's not gonna be usable.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't going to be usable. I said piss low Italians because of the fact that you're broke in FIFA. compared to like the people who are going to buy the fucking 2 million coin players. I think Berardi, though, looking at his card, I think he'll be fine. Like he's going to slot right into your team. He's going to be cheap, and that's fine. And like Reece James, I think he's going to be reasonably priced. I think the Teo Hernandez left wing going to be a reasonably priced card that has good links. I like it. I like this flexibility. Now, if they filled the promo with just those cards, that would be cool. But then they have 90 rated midfielder Cancelo and 92 rated striker Salah, who's going to be the best striker in the fucking game now, who's almost an icon level stats. Actually, he is at icon level stats. He's going to be 4-star, 4-star, or they might start doing the thing that they like to do with this and just randomly giving people 5-star skills and shit because they're changing their positions. And then you're going to have fucking midfielder Cancelo, who's fucking got some 90 plus rated stats, and he's also Hullet Gang. And then you got guys who are close to Hullet Gang like Traore, who just randomly have insanely statted midfielder cards out of nowhere. Like, this is one of those promos where if you're not on the power curve with these guys, you're gonna definitely start to feel the difference. That's my point. Like, oh, I didn't pack that 2.5 million coin Cancelo, so I guess I'm just gonna have a miserable fucking game with the midfield the entire game. And my point is, yes, you can get success with Isco, you can get success with Berardi and all this stuff. But once you start hitting Division 1 and Elite Div towards December, January time, once you grind it out, because it's going to take you longer since you don't play as much. Once you finally get up into those divisions, and also when you start, if you get like a good run on Foot Champs, you're going to run into those guys who just beat you by kickoff, like literally because they're what their teams are. You know what I mean? Like that's that. So as much as you like those players, there's going to be a certain level of play where they're going to stop really being as effective as they are. They'll still be okay because you know how to use them, but at a certain point, you're going to have to pass a threshold at least for certain positions, I feel. But yeah, like with ones to watch, with a dynamic item, like, say whatever you want about it. Even, so yes, let's say a dude gets an inform upgrade from 76 to 81, he gets a wins to watch, he's an 82. Okay, well, congratulations, it's December. An 82 doesn't do fucking anything. It sucks. And that card's still going to be discard. Like, that's my point. It's like, it doesn't matter. Unless he's a fucking 88 by December or January, or an 85 or 86, like, it's not worth that 20K investment. It's just not.
Well, guess what? Which even 82 is going to be an 88 by December?
You never know. That's the whole point of ones to watch, is you never know, but they never end up really doing it. And it's funny because there's been there's guys who've made videos, and I gotta go find it and I'll send it to you, where there's guys who've had monster weeks, but they were ones to watch and just mysteriously don't get informs and shit like that. So EA controls that. See, that's the problem, is EA controls who gets team of the week. And there's some guys who had like 3 goal games with 2 assists and shit and didn't get an inform who were ones to watch randomly. But then they had guys like, then you have poster childs like Mbappe and shit like that who just constantly get them no matter what. So that's my whole point. That's all I'm saying, because they control it. So they can actually keep these cards below the power curve if they want. But then so that they can release, 90 rated Cancelo at midfield and just completely fuck the game over because you need to spend thousands of dollars. It's just stupid. But yeah, out of position, what are you thinking so far for the early impressions? So we haven't really played against these cards yet, but I figure we might as well talk about it since the leak is out for the entire team.
I mean, like I said, I kind of excited for Berardi. I think he'd fit into my team pretty nicely. So like, I'm hopefully see him. Hopefully he's reasonably priced and I can use him.
Oh shit, Chiesa is going to be a right wing on SBC.
Now that I can get behind, because then I will do Insigne and then run Chiesa on the right, finally, and Insigne on the left. Have some fun with that.
Yeah, he's got 93 pace, 85 shooting, 81 passing, 89 dribbling, 77 physical. He's going to be 87 overall. He's good.
If he's underneath 50K, I will be excited.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be very expensive. I don't see him being crazy expensive. All right, full out of position promo. Looking at it, I think here's what my predictions are going to be. Okay. These are my predictions that nobody asked for. I think Dumfries as a center back is going to be nuts because he's already built like a center back at right back. I think that Cancelo is going to break the game. I think that Traore is going to be so annoying. Fofana at center back is probably going to be really annoying. I think Reece James and Hernandez are going to be pretty low price for their rating, and they're going to be fun to use. And I think Perisic at cam is actually going to be pretty fun. I also think that Berardi looks like his card's going to be good. And then I like that they have Torre in there. Now, he's going to be the one that's really cheap that nobody wants, whatever. But he was a silver like center back that they randomly reconstructed to be a lengthy 83 rated striker from France because, France needs more special cards. But I like that. The other ones I think are kind of throwaways. Actually, Lucas Vasquez at cam looks okay. But yeah, I think the cards are just I think it's okay, and then the ones that are good are insane. So, how about you, Eddie? What are your predictions? Which ones do you think are going to be the standouts?
Well, obviously, I agree with you on everyone that you said is going to be insane. Like everyone that you said is going to be insane, I pretty much agree with. I don't really see any way that they're not.
I think
some of them like I'm very excited. I didn't know about the Keza one until you just said it.
Yeah,
so
it just
I'm
came
very
out.
excited for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to do that, which means tomorrow I'll probably try to do Chiesa, and if that flashback Medell thing is actually correct, I would probably try to do that too, and just link up my Italian boys and throw him in there, which would be pretty fun.
I would be legitimately shocked because I don't think they would make. I don't think they would make up a player like that. It's usually the ones that are like crazy that like maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I don't think Gary Medel is gonna be fake. I think he's gonna be legit.
Exactly. Just because it's fucking Gary Medell. Like who thought of this? Like, hey, let's fake leak this one. And it, like you said when you're telling me, he kind of links with the dynamic duo Bologna boys. So I'm actually team heavy for that, and then we'll just. I pretty much agreed with everything else you said, though. You kind of broke down the ones that are going to be good, and you probably know the ones that are going to be more OP than I am, just looking at the stats and your weekend league experience.
Yeah, I kind of am. I know you give me a lot of shit for being. I'm gonna give this a W, by the way, just because it's something new. But I mean, it kind of is shapeshifters, to be honest. But it's a little bit different now because of the position changes, and I do like the art. The graffiti art's pretty cool. So
the card art looks freaking sweet.
I'll give it a W. I think it's cool. I also think they're gonna probably release a kit for it, which would be cool.
I definitely, yeah, I'll do that SBC for a kit.
But yeah, there definitely is like a, for me, somebody who spends a bunch of coins on teams and stuff like that, like I do, like you kind of have to be a bit of a meta slave with that, because if you're gonna build these really expensive teams, like it's kind of counterintuitive to build these really expensive teams and then have players that aren't the best in that slot. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of have to go out of my way to not have them. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely know for sure that Cancelo and Salah will both be meta for sure.
Oh, 100%. It's gonna be very, very fun to see too.
All right. Is there any other topics that you had?
I just wanted to talk about what's your thoughts on the dynamic duo so far?
Okay, so my thoughts on the dynamic duos are for budget players such as you, and then sometimes Wes when he's not, just fucking away hundreds of thousands of coins on packs for no reason. I think they're really good because it gives you an immediate link and two players that are usable. They're not the best, they're not the worst, very reasonably priced, and they give you a pack back for doing it. I like it, and I think that both of the pairs that they've used so far are kind of like a little different. So they give you more options in that league.
They have 3 pairs so far.
It was Marseille, Bologna, and who else?
Marseille, Bologna. Then that's 4. Marseille, Bologna, Union Berlin, and Leeds.
Did they? Let me see.
Because you got Rodrigo was the one.
That's right. I forgot about that. FIFA.
And then Union Berlin had their striker.
Mbemba, Suarez, Arnautovic. Let me try to find a foot bin. All right, squad building challenges, all dynamic duos. Arnautovic, Posh. Mbemba, Suarez. Rodrigo, Harrison. And that was it. It was only those three.
Okay.
I thought there was another one. No, it's just I like it a lot. I like it a lot because it gives you an immediate link. They're using they're not as popular teams, so they're bringing them to light and also giving players that are fun to use, like Rodrigo. He's fun to use in game. I didn't do his card because for me, the thing is though that I think guys like me who have really expensive teams, they kind of just don't fit, and basically that would be me going out of my way just to try a card, which would be cool, but it's really hard to properly review cards sometimes like that when you're using a 90 rated player in their place. It's kind of hard to be just subjective about it, but I definitely have seen people have success. The Suarez card especially, I see he's pretty jammy, he's pretty tough to get off the ball. I've seen the Rodrigo and Harrison matchup once, and I have not played against Arnautovic yet, but I've heard they're good. I've heard they're good. I've heard both of them are good. Like Posh and Arnautovic, I've heard are good. So I like that. I think it's a good concept, and I like that they're very reasonable, and they also give you a pack back. I like it. I have absolutely no problems with it at all. And I hope they continue to do it.
It's reasonably priced. Nothing too insane.
Now later on the year, if they have like a little Neymar Mbappe dynamic duo, you know what I'm saying, for fucking 12 mil. Nah, but it'd be cool. I'd be interested to see like if they do it for team of the year, like if they do like a team of the year dynamic duo or something like that, just to kind of see, because this is the first time they've done it, right? Or have they done it before? I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I like the card art as well. I think it's cool. So I'm a fan. What else? What else do we have?
I think that's pretty much everything I had to touch on.
All right, so I want to talk about cards that you've been seeing lately a lot. You haven't played Weekend League yet, but I'll talk about cards I've been seeing a lot in Weekend League, and you can talk about cards you've seen a lot in Division Rivals.
Okay.
If you want, I have been seeing Kessie. I've been seeing Kessie in like every game. Even people with super expensive teams have him. Like I like him. I think he's good, and I think he was great value for what I actually bought him for. But at the same time, people love that card, and I don't understand why. I think it's because there's like really a lack of players in like that are true holding midfielders in the game right now. But he's really good at it.
Yes, he is.
So I like him. I think his passing was suspect, but now with this upgrade, he's got like a lot of his passing stats past that threshold that people believe it's like 85. I think for both passing, they think is like the threshold, and now he's passed it on both, and he's got like. He's much better, well-rounded card. He's already an 86. I mean, that card is great. Ivory Coast, are they in the World Cup?
I don't believe so.
That would be too great if he got like 87 or 88. That would be insane value for that SBC. Yeah, that was really the card I wanted to talk on more than anything. Argentina's World Cup. Everybody's hyping up Argentina for the World Cup this year. If Messi only plays 5 out of his last 6 matchups, his 1000th match would be the World Cup final. Everybody's talking about it as if it's like destiny to happen. What do you think? Do you think that they're one of the favorite teams coming into it? I feel like the other teams are good. No, I don't either. I don't think so. No, I think Brazil has got to be the favorite, right?
I mean, France is always up there. I mean, they're fucking France, and they can field 2 fucking teams and still fucking win.
Well, we can also do a World Cup table prediction if you want.
Okay.
All right. Let me see how I did.
Oh, report Reina. Oh.
Great voice clip, Wes.
Yeah, add it in, bro.
All right, I'll do World Cup. All right, do you have the table pulled up, Eddie?
Yeah.
All right. So we have World Cup predictions. Group A, I feel, is honestly pretty open and shut here. I feel. I think that the Netherlands are going to win it, and I think that Senegal is going to go in second place here. I think Senegal is actually pretty good this year. And then I think in third place it's going to be Ecuador, and I think Qatar is going to be dusted.
I think that one's. I don't really think there's much argument there. So I will agree with you wholeheartedly on that one.
All right, so we're going to do another W. All right, Group B. I believe that. I believe that we will win. I think that the United States are going to win this group,
Okay.
and I think that I think
USA.
that Wales is going to go second.
Oh, you think England's going out early?
Yes, 100%. And I think that England's going to be third, and I think Iran is going to be fourth place here.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think England's going to win it. I think we will take second. I will put Wales in third, and Iran in fourth.
This one is actually tough, I think, Group C. But I have to go with Argentina with the W.
Argentina?
Argentina.
Cheers.
Second place, you ask? Poland! Let's go!
Really, no respect to El Tri or North American compatriots.
No, fuck them motherfuckers. Because first of all, they're losing to us. They've been looking rough against us. Poland, bro. They kind of got a squad, bro.
Nah.
They're all right. I mean, they're not like a world beater team, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do well. What do you think, bro? You're thinking Argentina win, Mexico second?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Poland third, Saudi Arabia fourth? All right. All right. Group D. I think France is going to win the group. Okay. I think my boys from Australia, mate, are going to pull out second, baby. Woo!
You're a dick. I was actually going to say that.
And then I think Denmark and then Tunisia.
Denmark with no Ericsson. Because they said he's not playing, right?
I believe so. Yes, he just went down recently with an injury.
Yeah, if he's not playing, it's a wrap for me.
All right, Group E. I feel like this is a group that honestly any of the 4 teams could potentially come out of this one. But I'm gonna be honest here. Like looking at everything here, I think Germany's gonna win. And I think Costa Rica's gonna pull it out second, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna have Japan third. I'm gonna have Spain losing this group.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
Okay.
That's just ridiculous. That's actually just blasphemous.
I'm not impressed by Spain at all, dude.
Dude, Gaia.
They didn't exactly I know they got Nacho Fernandez. It was their 17th choice center back, but I just don't know,
That's
man.
my boy.
I'm not in love with this side, and I don't know. I just feel like I don't feel like very high hopes. In reality, I think that they'll probably be higher than Japan, but I just don't. I don't see it. What do you think?
I'm going Germany 1, Spain 2, Japan 3, Costa Rica 4.
Hop-on. I got bands in Costa Rica. I got fans in Costa Rica. All right. Bro. Oh, Canada. Dude, imagine. But I'm going to
They're
go.
going for it, bro.
I'm going to go Belgium at the 1. All right. I'm going to go Croatia 2. Canada 3, Morocco last. Eddie, how do you feel?
I'm going Croatia 1.
Really? Okay.
I still got faith in the Croatians. Are a tough bunch of bitches.
I think
You're still
that
gonna-
Belgium's probably gonna be disappointing, but yeah.
I have Croatia 1, Belgium 2, Canada 3, Morocco last.
Yeah, Morocco's got like 3 players. Their goalkeeper, Ziyech, and Hakimi are about it for that nation. That's about it. Group G. I have Brazil absolutely running away with this group undefeated.
Okay, who you have next?
I have now that's a tough decision, you might think, but I think Serbia is actually pretty fucking good. So I think Serbia is going to be number 2 here, and I think that they're gonna the only team that they're gonna really have a really tough time with is Brazil, and they might have a stylistic nightmare with. See, the African teams, man, they step up for the World Cup. Like a lot of those countries are tough.
I'm putting Cameroon in there for a second.
I'm putting Cameroon in 3rd, Switzerland last. You're gonna have Brazil winning.
Yep.
And then Cameroon 2nd.
Uh-huh.
And then your 3rd, Serbia.
Yeah. Serbia's a good team.
And then Switzerland. Yeah, I think that the African teams, they're sneaky, man. They're sneaky. All right, this one gonna blow your fucking mind. Are you ready for this? South Korea wins the group.
No way.
South Korea wins the group. Portugal in 2nd.
Oh,
no
yeah.
way.
Korea.
Korea.
Your son can't take that great ball by himself.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
Bro, he's 89 or 90 rated, bro. Yes, he can.
Now, in all reality, I think Portugal wins. I think South Korea 2nd, Uruguay 3rd, and Ghana's last. I do think South Korea will make it out of this group. I know that's not the popular opinion here, but crazy, stranger things have happened, and a much less talented South Korean team did make it into the semifinal in the World Cup. So,
Okay.
led by Park
still-
Ji-sung, who is not as good as Sonaldo.
I'm saying Uruguay 1, Portugal 2, Ghana 3, Korea 4.
What? You think Uruguay's gonna win? That's a
I got
spicy
Anthony
little
Uruguay.
prediction. I like that.
That is spicy.
Ghana, and you think South Korea's dead last?
I do. I think it's gonna be a close year, but I just think they're gonna catch them bad.
Bro,
bad
I think
breaks.
Ghana's only good versus like the fucking United States, bro. I swear to God. They're really only good versus like the US. That's about it. All right, well that is going to be their prediction there. There we go. We can do the Big 5 tables another time.
Okay,
Cuz this episode's already run pretty long.
that works.
So to wrap it up, Wes already is a couple weeks in as a new player. And this is the reason why I wanted him here, because I want to talk about this. And he's already kind of getting bored with it, whatever. And I wanted to ask, what do you think is the reason why you're losing interest in the game, and what could the people at EA Sports possibly do to get you back interested?
I guess it's very repetitive, which every game is, but also it's kind of expensive. And there's a steep like money curve, you know what I mean? It's an EA game. So, I don't know. I'm tired of spending money, and also I need to learn a lot of things. And I'm just bad, honestly.
Yeah, but you
I'm
don't
bad at
play,
video
so
games.
you're not gonna get
I
better. if you
know,
don't play.
it's shooting myself in the foot, I know.
But also, for context, he also spent like 500K on packs. He actually spent coins on packs after we advised him not to about 1,000,000 times too. So the fact that he has to continue to spend money is also his fault.
I kind of just think I don't have the mental capacity for this game. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
The mental capacity?
Yes, bro.
That's
I'm not gonna like say I'm uninstalling this. Like,
Right.
of course I'm gonna play this game. It's not my main game at the moment. I don't know. It's not like it doesn't have my whole interest.
right. And I think that it's not the saying that it's like not pay to win is kind of a misnomer, because the thing is that the currency for free to play players is how much fucking time they have to grind. Like Eddie, for example, how much time the dude spends grinding the market while I'm just playing the game. Like, I have a team that's going to be good until, January. So I can just play the game. Guys like Eddie, who can play quote unquote for free, have to spend so much time playing the game and doing every week. Eddie's got to do his squad battles. He's got to do, he can do some moments if he wants. He has to work the fucking market, do his division rivals, try and get into weekend league. All right, grind out his weekend league. Okay, now try to fucking wait for the dip in the market and then for the jump back up so he can sell his informs. Like, all I got to do is just play the game. Be like, oh, my packs are shit. Okay, next week. That's it. I just have to do division rivals until I can get to the weekend league. And then I don't have to do anything else. Like, if I want to do squad battles because I'm bored and I got nothing else going on and it's just some good free value packs, I can do that. If I want to just do some SBCs, I can do that. But Eddie's got to do every week squad battles, his marquee matchups, and his good value SBCs. And occasionally, if a hero something comes up that he has fodder saved up for, and he's got to dump all of his fodder and then miss out on the next 4 SBCs. Like,
and then that's the big cost of free to play.
Right. I mean, the amount of time. But again, it's not a free to play game. That's why, it's kind of frustrating sometimes because it's an $80 game that has a free to play fucking business model. So I like the game. I like the systems that it has and everything like that. But even for me, somebody who spends a good amount of money, there are still players that I will never be able to touch. Like, I'm not going to be able to touch mid R9 until it's like March. You know what I mean? So you have to spend so much money to touch those players. That was my whole point with that. But like the amount of time that guys like Eddie have to spend to stay even close to the curve is obscene.
Yeah, like even I feel like I can log in and like my team is still very good, so
Right, and you fucked away 500,000 coins, you've done random SBCs, and it doesn't even matter because you have a team you can constantly field. Eddie's like, well, I want to do this SBC, but I got to put in a guy that's actually in my team.
Yeah,
So,
every time.
yeah, so it's like, now I got to find a replacement for this fucking guy. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh shit, I can put in my 86 inform Havertz and just put Gerd Muller in. Or you know what? I can sell my Neymar to do so I have 500k to left over to do SBCs, and I'll just put my untradeable Vinicius in there instead, and it'll be like he never left. Like I just have, and then I was like, you know what? I really like the Sterling one to watch, but let me do my hero pack. Oh, wait a minute, I got Joe Cole in my hero pack. Now I don't have to use Sterling if I don't want to at all, and I can just have him sit there until he's a 90 rated card that I did for fucking 20k on an SBC, like because I have so much fodder from opening up all these packs. Like it's just it's you don't even realize until you start unpacking it, like the different levels of convenience you have because you just spent money on the game, you know?
Hmm. Like I said, I mean, I don't think spending money should guarantee you a win, but obviously the game is pay to win at some point.
Yeah, and you can never change that. I mean, spending
Yep.
thousands of dollars is always going to put you out ahead, but at the same time, I think it kind of puts you behind if you think about it because you spent thousands of dollars on FIFA. I've done it before. That I did it last year, and I had mid R9, and I want to say what was it, December?
You did have him in December. You
Dude,
actually had an amazing team in December.
I had like an end of year team in December. And then I packed. I already had an end of year team, and then what did I do, Eddie? In the end of January, I packed team of the year Mbappe.
Nope. I don't want to. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Do what?
Talk about how you fucking packed him, and then I, I packed fucking dildos.
Bro, I had an end of year team, and then I threw a couple hundred at team of the year, and the only one I packed was Mbappe, which was like 8.5 million coins. And my entire team was just, it was ridiculous. I think there was like a 3.5 month stretch where I did not lose except for during the weekend league. Like I didn't lose. I went from like division 3 or wherever they put you. I think it was 4 because I was at division 1 the season before, and I went to from division 4 all the way to elite div without losing a single game, dude. It was insane. It was ridiculous. But that's my point is when you play with those teams and you see I mean, like you remember you used R9, right? You used that team? Eddie?
Yeah.
Dude, you can immediately feel the difference. That card's insane.
Oh, it really was. Like I've never actually used an icon before like that, and it was honestly disgusting.
And then the team before that I tried out was Cruyff with Zidane.
Oh, I got so many rentals on my team now because I'm running out of money.
Rentals, yeah.
Rentals, this man.
I love it.
This man just called them fucking rentals.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, loans, whatever, rentals.
There you go.
Same shit.
But but yeah, I mean, and I remember the exact quote was, "Why is this guy worth 5 million coins when other strikers with better stats are worth way less?" And then I used him, and then 2 games in, I was like, I immediately understand now why, because there's just nothing he can't do. He's absolutely perfect as a striker, and I want to use him again this year. But he's gonna be, right now he's like 10 million coins, so unless I somehow pack him, I have no hope. But yeah, so that's it. Just remember, if you're free to play, man, keep grinding. But I want to say this for anybody who's thinking about maybe playing FIFA or just found this to talk about real world stuff and the FIFA stuff comes up and you thought about playing the game. If you want to play any other games during the FIFA season for any considerable amount of time, I would not spend all my time in Ultimate Team. I would wait till like December, January when like really good cards come out. Just try to build a team out of those, and you'll be good for the whole year from that point. Because for the first 2 or 3 months, the cards are get pretty out of the meta pretty quick. So unless you pack like Cancelo or some crazy shit. But thank you guys so much for the continued support. Do you guys have anything else that you'd like to talk about? Anything you'd like to plug?
Nah, I'm good.
Wes?
It's been fun.
I'm good.
All right, I will put Wes's Twitch down in the description below. I'll also put my Twitch and my personal YouTube down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Delco FC podcast. This is episode 3. This is airing on Friday, so by the time you guys are watching this, Out of Position will probably have just recently released. So thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll talk to you guys sometime, hopefully next week. Take it easy.